If you're here on this channel, I suspect that you and I are a lot alike. You're a DIY guy. You're a guy who wants to just get it done, have fun, make it safe, go out and enjoy it. It doesn't have to be picture perfect. It just needs to be something that you're enjoying the process of and enjoying the use of. Today's Talk About It Tuesday is definitely along the lines of that subject. It's been coming around again where people saying you need to do it right. Well, today we're going to talk about doing it right. The horse wiggled a little. I thought we needed to beat it some more because it isn't dead yet. I'm Mike and you're watching My Car Shop. The topics we've talked about before, but I also have to remember that we have probably 1,000 more viewers on the channel since last time I talked about this, and I think it's worth bringing the subject up again. Doing it right. What does that mean? Well, here at MKS, it means making it safe, making it done, and having fun. It's those three simple things. That's all that matters. We don't want you building something that you or somebody else is going to get hurt. We don't want you doing a project that's going to take more than your lifetime, so you never get to see it completed, although for some people that is the fun and that's okay. But we still want to be an encouragement to say keep moving forward so that you can get in the car and move forward, because that's kind of what they're for. They're made to be driven, not just sit and look pretty. Again, no judgment. We talked about that a while ago. If you enjoy having the car and looking at the car, whether it's a piece of yard art or a piece of shop art, and that's all you want out of it, that's totally fine. That's not what we're about here. I was on a Facebook group recently, which is always a humorous place to be if you're willing to see the humor in it. And somebody was sharing some of the work they had done, and it wasn't up to the standards of some of the original Air and the Spare guys in the group. And this poor guy was coming under a lot of heat for the way he was doing it. And he kind of defended himself, and a couple of the ashtrays in the group jumped all over him and said, if you're going to do it right. There was nothing wrong with what he was doing. Was it the way that I might prefer to do it? Maybe not. Was it the way that many others would prefer to do it? Maybe not. But the fact is, the guy's getting it done and he's having fun. He's not building a $1 million Hemi car here. He's just working on a duster. Not even a high dollar duster. It was a slant six car that had a V8 in it. Nothing special. He was having fun and he was getting it done, and he was going to be getting out and using it. And yeah, maybe the work would have had a little more Bondo, some sheet metal work. Maybe it would have had a little more Bondo in it than we would prefer, but you know what? Who cares? It's his car. Don't piss in his Cheerios. To every project, there's a context. And as you've heard me say ad nauseum, a context isn't just a text message you get from your relative in prison. A context is the vehicle itself, your skill set, your finances, your tools, your abilities. All of that is the context of a project. And if you're doing the best you can, given the context of what you've got in all of those areas, more power to you. That's great. Keep after it. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I'm just not going to put on the miniskirt and use the pom-poms. The Oakland that you were probably seeing the tail end of in those last shots is sitting right here. My great-grandfather bought that car brand new. It's a preservation project. It's not a restoration project. We're just doing what we need to do to keep it going, to hold it together. It's back on the road again after being parked and not run for 75 years. The Stitches Challenger came out of a junkyard pile, had a car sitting on top. The roof was crushed in it. It was rotted from the firewall to the rear bumper. And we hand fabricated almost all of that car because it's not a high dollar car. And I love the challenge of making stuff. The 39 Dodge pickup, the pickup that I'm building for my wife here. This is not going to be anything pretty or fancy. It's just an old beater truck that she wants to use to run around and have fun with. It's going to be painted a satin red. I'm going to hand build the box for it. We're in the process right now of putting this thing together. If you followed this build at all, we're using AI as a coach to know what chassis to use and things like that. This is going to be a make it safe, make it done, and let her have fun with it as soon as we possibly can. This thing, even she looked at it and went, are you sure you can fix it? That's how rusty it is, and it's already sitting upright again with cab mounts in it, and we're moving forward on getting door frames aligned and so forth. But if you look at all the other projects here, the 47 Ford is probably And next to the 69 Charger is probably the highest dollar car that we have here. Now, it's a fairly high dollar car that was done with a bigger budget back in the day. I've had that car a long time. It also was a basket case car with a caved in roof and a rotted frame. Fill in the blanks. Every car has its own context, is my point. There's not, with the exception of the Duster, there's not one numbers matching car here. That car has 9,000 miles on it. It is an original 343 speed, all numbers matching. We have all the numbers matching parts for it. We have the fender tag, yada, yada, yada. But we're not restoring that car. We're preserving it because it has more value to us as a vintage drag car here from the local area, and that means more to us to put it back to the way Bob Forsyth enjoyed it when he was racing it from the 70s up until the early 80s when he quit driving it. But other than that, none of these things are highly valuable, highly collector cars. The GTS, it is a GTS. It is registered with the 340 with the GTS registry. But it's pro streeted. It was a basket case when I got it 30 years ago, and I tubbed it, and it's got small block with it's all these cars are here on the channel, is my point. Every vehicle has a context. We're not building multi-$100,000 Hemi concourse restoration cars. Can we do that work? Absolutely. Have we done that work? Absolutely we have. Buddy of mine not too far from here has a 70 AAR 346 pack, because that's what AARs were. Can't remember if his is a stick or an automatic. But anyway, I did a ton of work on that car for him. That car, it's pristine. That's a different class of work than we're doing because every project has a context. So when you say, do it right, to me, that's the context of doing it right. It's looking at the project, what the purpose of the project is. Let's face it, probably a generation or two down the road, all of this stuff is probably going to end up in the junkyard. That's just the reality. Who's going to want this stuff? My kids' generation are less interested. I'm sure their kids' generation is even going to be less, unless there's some massive resurgence in interest in early cars. There's a huge, there's just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of these old cars around, and I don't see it all lasting. And the lower value cars eventually, as far as I know, as far as I can picture, are going to just end up eventually being neglected, rusting away, and once again, heading to the junk. That's just the reality of it. What do we think these things are going to last through eternity? Christ is going to return, and he's going to leave the world intact because there's collector cars here? Come on, people, get real. This is just all, moth and rust destroy stuff. Let's just enjoy it in our lifetimes and have fun with it. Make it right? Yeah, make it right for you. I know that a lot of these critics are armchair critics, and don't worry, I don't take them personally at all, but I talk about these subjects because I think a lot of us can get really discouraged by the make it right crowd. When people tell me to make it right, my response is, I'm making it right for me. That's all that matters. Make it safe, make it done, and have fun. Have fun in the process of building it. Have fun in the process of enjoying it through every step. And have fun with other people with it. Have fun sharing it with other people, whether you like to go to car shows or not. It doesn't have to be what's considered a car show car. Anything old like this, no matter its condition, can be really enjoyed at a car show. And quite frankly, I would much, much rather see stuff like this that's not done to show quality than see a 2024 Challenger at a car show. So that's my thoughts today. Make it right. Yes, absolutely make it right. Make it right for you in the context of everything that we talked about. Your budget, your time, your resources, your skills, your tools, and the context of the vehicle. That's all that matters. All right, that will do it for this one. I appreciate you joining me here for another Talk About It Tuesday. We'll be back again next Tuesday with another one. And on the weekends, we don't just talk about it. We do it Friday and Sunday, 7 a.m. There's always an episode being released. They are almost always a good hands-on episode doing some work on one of the 13 or 14 project cars that we have here at my car shop. Like, share, subscribe. Merchandise down there in the comments. Go to the Schultz Sign Company on Etsy. Search for MKS. You'll find us. We have channel memberships for as little as $5 a month. And the most important thing here, many of you know this, I always admonish you and I encourage you. Don't forget, it's important.